Today, the first thing we want to do is we want to talk about the what's in it for you proposition. What is it that Mark is doing that is making it worth his while to be in social media, and what's in it for you? So, Mark, we talked a little bit earlier. Uh, what is your return on investment with social media?
Basically, we through our Twitter, Facebook, um, Twyla, and Google Plus, we average about 2 to 4 transactions per month just off those.
Excellent, excellent. So next up, we want to still stay within that whole framework. Agents are always busy, and it's going to take them a while to maybe reach your level of return on investment. So if you were going to get started in social media now, because you're already been in it for how long have you been in it now?
Pretty much an early adapter of whatever is out there, so
Okay.
better part of 10 years
Oh,
probably.
wow. So, if you were just getting in social media now, where's the best bang for your time buck?
I think that Facebook is good. It's what people are most familiar with. Personally, I think Twitter and Google Plus. Google Plus has users that are younger, better
Hmm.
educated, make more money, and they love to spend their money. Whether it's on the house of their dreams or adventure travel, whatever it might be, they'll spend the money.
Excellent. So now, do you think that the people we've heard in the news that young people are leaving Facebook because their parents are on it, and they, like I was talking to a young man today who was an intern for us, and he said that he wanted to make sure that his mom didn't see what shenanigans he was up to. That's why he's not really on Facebook anymore. So where are they going? Are they going to Google Plus or to Twitter, or where are you seeing them going? And should you care? I mean, are they going to be the first-time home buyers, or is that still a few years out?
I think that I don't know where they go to get away from their parents, but certainly younger people find Google Plus attractive and like to use that, and certainly Twitter. And your
Okay.
mom, I guarantee, is not going to follow you on Twitter.
Okay. So, what are you doing differently to engage people now on Facebook? What have you learned from your experience with Facebook? How are you, defining your brand on it?
I think it's really about learning what content to post. It's not, you can't just post your new listing, your next open house, your price reduction. You need to make that maybe 30% of what you post. Now you have to go out and either create or find other good content that makes people want to interact and come to your page every day. Personally, people who follow me every morning, I say good morning, and it's a shot of some super exotic car or something. And there's people that visit my page only, well, not just only, but come back daily to see what car I'm posting. I also do that. I try and put a joke or funny one-liner on there. People love that stuff. But also or do something about mortgage or interest rates or, the housing in your town. In Minneapolis, we have about half the normal inventory we have. So lots of buyers, multiple offers are pretty common again. And That's a good issue to have.
So this car thing, did you arrive at it because you're in primarily like the luxury market, and that's something that your luxury market clients would be interested in?
No, I mean, it's just, it's something that I do. I mean, what guy doesn't like exotic cars, or I put muscle cars or hot rods. I mean, it's just kind of my thing, or cool motorcycles. It's really a chance to show people a little more of your personality, and let them know who you are besides just listing and selling homes.
So then, do you mix your personal and professional social media presences, or is there any like break between them?
No, I mean, I try not to post identical content on every network. So, certain things I'll put on Google Plus, I might not put on LinkedIn. But it sounds complicated. It's quite easy once you learn how to do it. Getting the content to post isn't a challenge.
All right. So, you've definitely had some success with social media, but we've heard from a lot of agents who've been trying Facebook and they're not feeling like they're getting any leads. How long did it take for you to start with Facebook or Twitter or whatever before you started to see that return on investment? And on that note, what tools do you use to measure that success?
Well, the success is measured by referrals and people that call me, or people on my page that say, "Hey, my brother needs to sell his house. Can you help me?" I don't think it's really the length of time that you're on there. If somebody really has a good grip and is just starting on Facebook, I've helped a couple people get started, and they saw some pretty immediate return.
Yeah. So, do you consider YouTube to be a social media channel, and do you utilize it at all?
We do. All of our homes are have architectural photographer shoot it. He does. It's Mark Teskey, who I think was on
Yes, he
last
was on
week
last week.
when I was in Alaska. Um, but we have them do the photos, we have them do the virtual tour, and then on most homes I have them do a video, and that video is uploaded, and certainly they're posted on our channel on YouTube.
Cool. So, what other social media channels do you use, and can you talk a little bit about each and how you differentiate your voice on each of them? So,
Well, I
like
think one of
Twitter.
my favorites is what?
So, like Twitter, yeah.
Um, I really like Twitter. A lot of people don't understand it. They say, "Hey, what can you say in 140 characters?" My answer would be, "What can't you say in 140 characters?" Um, if you see something you like on whatever site you're on, it's always got the share buttons right there. So, um, if you want to tweet it, and you hit the tweet button, hit send, and you just tweeted that article out to all the people who follow you. We use a product called Twyla, which creates branded landing pages for every tweet you send. It's basically a separate site that aggregates your tweets. Your tweets always go out with a thumbnail, much like you have the thumbnail when you post something on Facebook.
All right. So, talk us through this.
Um, Scroll down,
Okay.
scroll the screen down.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have, these are all of the different hashtags that I use. So a hashtag is just the word at the end of or the number sign at the end of your tweet in a description like design, listing, social media, whatever it has to do with, and then it will drop it in that spot on my Twyla page. So if Tim clicks on any one of the tweets there, it
Okay.
will take him to a
So let's check.
detail page. Nope,
Let's
just do it on one of the things under. There you go.
one of these.
Just yeah, click on the photo or whatever.
Okay.
So that gives you the rest of the article, and then to the right you see other things trending for cool shacks. so they can click on that and see some tweets to do with real estate or technology, Minneapolis, whatever. So it's really robust. And instead of posting an article from the Wall Street Journal that links them back to the Wall Street Journal, you've kind of lost them. When I use Twyla, because it's a branded landing page to me, it takes them back to my Twyla page. They get the information on whatever article or post they were wanted to look at, but then they see all the other posts that I have with the different subject matter. So people end up looking at a lot more than just the original thing they clicked on, and it keeps them in my on my site with my name and branding, plastered all over it.
All right. So what next do we want to talk about?
Why don't you why don't we go to Facebook?
All right. Uh,
Then see if you can pull up my page.
all right.
Oh,
Here, let me switch it back up.
there you go.
Yep.
If you scroll through there and get an idea of some posts, it's not all about real estate. This is my personal page, but obviously from the banner, I don't usually share family photos, any of that kind of stuff. But it basically revolves in and around real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a bunch of posts from when I was in Alaska. So people love that stuff. It's really a chance to show people who you are and a little bit about your personality. And I think that's important when you get referrals from other agents. I try and link to as many REMAX agents across the country and across the world that I can, and that's dramatically driven up referrals I get from fellow REMAX agents.
All right.
And if you go to my business page, obviously that's uh, you know much more real estate focused.
Which one's that?
Mark Bartikoski at Remakes Results.
Uh,
Just go to Remax Mark, Facebook/Remax Mark.
okay. There we go. Remax Mark. There we go.
Now on your business page, you also want to you have the ability to add tabs, which allows you can put your YouTube videos on there, you can put your Twitter feed on there, your Pinterest boards, whatever you want. And you want to drive people there and then give them a lot of kind of sticky information, a reason to check out your MLS search or get more info on one of your listings. And again, it's posting a variety of content. It's just not all your personal real estate business.
So, do you have like a magic mix as far as what percent of your business is you talking about your business, and what percent is you talking about other concepts?
I think that the magic formula for me is no more than 30, maybe 40%. That's listings or an open house or a price reduction. The other 60 to 70% is information that or articles that are not directly related to real estate that I think the people who follow me would like.
All right. So do we want to move on to another one beyond Facebook? And hello, Elizabeth. Welcome.
We can't hear Elizabeth. Hello? She muted you, Tim. Anyway, I think LinkedIn is a great one. Well, basically, LinkedIn, you want to, in our business, you don't need unemployed people or somebody working at McDonald's behind the counter is probably not your prime home buyer presently, but LinkedIn is a great way to um, correspond and interact with professionals. You should have, your profile on there completely 100% filled out, and they will, walk you along and say you're 70% complete. They'll tell you exactly what you need to do to be up and running there. The other thing is LinkedIn has a timeline now, so if there's something that you um, uh, post on Facebook, you can also post it on LinkedIn. And if somebody looks at your profile, if they look right underneath it, it's going to show them your latest post. And if I'm referring a client to somebody in Florida, for instance, if I don't know an agent in that area, one of the things I do is look him up on LinkedIn and see, was his last post 2 days ago or 2 years, 12 months ago. If the person comes across to me as not being very tech savvy, I'll probably move on to somebody else. If they appreciated that ability when they work with me, I want to make sure to send them to someone else that's, very responsive, very on top of technology. So, and I'm probably not the only one who does that.
All right. So what do we want to do next? Which network do you want to talk about next?
Google Plus.
All right.
I think that a lot of people who are on Facebook, they're not familiar with Google Plus, um, really miss the boat because the things you post and the way you interact on Google Plus is very much like Facebook, but just a younger, better educated, more affluent clientele on the or users on the average. They aren't afraid to spend money on things they want. So if you're not in front of them, I think you're kind of missing the boat.
Now I heard that last year we all heard those of us in the social media thing heard that the problem with Google Plus is people weren't spending much time on it. Has that changed in the last year? Are you seeing a lot of traffic coming to you from that?
We've definitely done business from it. I don't know what the statistics are. I mean, I know how much time I spend on it. To me, it's not so much worrying about what the network does as a whole, but what I do with the network and what the network brings me. So I don't care if the average user's on there for 10 minutes a day. If I'm getting good response to my posts that ultimately result in some business, then it's time well spent.
All right. So anything else you want me to look at on here? Should we talk about your page?
That's my page.
Oh, I mean, don't you have like a business page on here too, or is it you just have multiple accounts on here?
Yeah, that's my business. This is the main one I
Oh,
use with
okay.
that
Yep.
banner.
Okay.
So, try and do your picture and banner, do something a little different, or, if you want it to look very high end, or again, ability to show people a bit of your personality.
All right. So, any specific one you want to go to next?
What do we got left?
Instagram?
Don't do much on Instagram. I know it's huge, and people do very well with it. Just not one I utilize as much as I do LinkedIn, Google Plus, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay. So let's move on down the line. What else would you like to specifically talk about as far as what you're seeing on trends in 2013? What have you done differently this year versus last year?
We're really trying to incorporate more video. I think I read something that by the end of 2014, 90% plus of the searches on Google will involve video. A lot of people don't know that currently it's not anything new, but Google does index the text from whatever videos you create and post. So all those things obviously help your SEO and bring your listings or you personally higher up in search rankings.
All right. So what are you doing differently then with video, or what's your plan for the next year to do differently with video?
Uh, Currently, we're working on a very funny video that seems to have been wildly successful for a number of other agents I know. We're probably 2 to 4 weeks out on that, but as soon as I get it, I'll plaster it all over the place.
All
I
right.
think I think just a good tool to uh, get out there. It's really, I want people to know what I do, where I do it, and obviously who I am. So whether you do that with a funny kind of spoof video on real estate or, lots of property videos and a few personal ones, that's certainly the future.
All right. So if you are, I know we talked about video last week with Mark Teskey, who does your videos. So if you were an agent just getting into video, where would you start from an agent's perspective rather than from Mark's perspective, where he wants you to come in and shoot lots of videos? What's your perspective on that?
I think things like Bomb, the video email things, a good thing to start with. And just doing your own videos and just like this, whether you're sitting in the office talking to your computer, short and sweet, informative video that maybe you email out to your clients once a month, just updating them on what the market's doing. It's a good time to be a buyer or seller, whatever your message is. Um, it's, people love video.
All right. So we've talked about words of wisdom for people who are just getting into it. Um, do you do anything fun with like Twitter search to try and find business, or is there any advanced Twitter stuff that you're doing besides what you're doing to basically communicate to what you already have for leads?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people don't know if you go up in the search bar and you're on, your timeline, you can search tweets. You can say where you want to search them within 50 miles of Minneapolis. Search terms, you might punch in real estate, buyer, seller, relocation, and it'll pull up all the tweets that, have those terms or one of those terms in their tweets. And lo and behold, you'll see somebody twittering, gee whiz, my husband just took a job in Orlando. We're going to be selling our house in Minnetonka. You, you have to learn how to kind of engage them without being a creepy stalker. But there's some agents that that's all they do. Just work Twitter and search tweets every day, and that's, a big part of their prospecting.
So when you deal with Twitter, do you deal with Twitter just in and of itself, or do you use Hootsuite, or what's your plan of action on dealing with Twitter?
I like to do all my own posting. I will use Hootsuite because if I'm on vacation or both my wife and I are gone, especially, I can set my tweets up to a week in advance. So it can post on Facebook, all my different networks, tweet for me. I can schedule what time, what's going to go out at what time. So that's kind of the tool I like the most. But in the course of a day, I'm sitting at my computer. I'll throw different things I come across on the various networks, and don't use Hootsuite daily, that's for sure. But it's a great tool for people who just say, geez, I don't have time for all this. I know some agents that sit down on a Sunday night for an hour, get all their posts scheduled and locked in for the coming week, and they don't do it again until next Sunday night.
All right. Okay. Do you use anything like Clout or Cred or something like that to kind of track how successful you are, or do you just solely base it on that how many referrals you're getting a month?
I look at how many referrals I'm getting a month. I think that um, if you're really engaging people on your page, I think it's more useful to track the likes and the people that comment. I think it's very important when people comment on your page, you respond to those comments and you actually go in and like each person. If you posted something and 30 people liked it and 12 people made a comment, respond to the comments. If somebody asks you a question in there, make sure to answer it and then like everybody's comment on all of your posts. You're kind of, saying thanks or, here's the answer to your question or whatever it might be. But definitely, that's a great way to engage them.
Sorry, I'm checking Twitter to see if we have any questions. Uh, all right, so another question that people get asked, where do you find the time? How is it that you go about figuring out how much time you're going to spend to do all of this?
When I first started out, I basically scheduled 1 hour a day was the first thing I did in my day, usually probably 6 to 7 a.m. I would go in, I would spend about 20 or 30 minutes putting all my posts on my different networks, and then once a week, I would decide what network I was going to work on. Like if it was LinkedIn, then I'd spend 30 minutes of that hour, 5 days a week, going in and inviting people to join my network, mostly Remax people, but whoever I saw that would be, potentially a referral person or, an asset in what I do. Then I would just slowly work on building the network. Next week might be Google Plus, so I'm looking through and inviting people on Google to join my network. Same thing, on Twitter. So slowly, I say it's kind of like climbing a mountain.
Hmm.
Just, don't think you're going to have the instant results. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, build up your networks, and you'll start to get the hang of it and what kind of content your people respond to. I mean, if you get good responses to stuff, and I posted something today and it has not had a single like or comment, obviously my um, friends don't find that information at all interesting, so I wouldn't post something like that again.
So you said when you first started, you were doing an hour a day. Have you stuck with that, or are you expanding? I mean, how are you doing with all the
Well, I'm
comments?
maxed out on Google Plus. I'm maxed out on Facebook. So when I do work on networks, it's now just Twitter and LinkedIn.
Hmm. So I mean, are you still doing an hour a day, or is it just and now you're as far as building, you're going that route, and then the rest of the time you're spending working on maintaining your relationships?
I'd say I spend probably a half hour to 45 minutes total now. I'm just more fluid and, kind of have a routine I do for my postings and just become more time effective, I guess.
So how much time do you spend trying to find the content that you're going to post? I mean, how much time per day do you look up articles and that sort of thing?
I basically have a half a dozen websites that I just bookmark. I fly through each one. Mashable is a great one to get articles about technology and social media, and a lot of good content there to post. Fast Company is an online magazine. A lot of things about design and trends. Actually, MSN real estate's pretty good for home and garden tips and DIY stuff. So those are useful articles. Um, and if you click on, I see you're on Mashable,
Yep.
you click on one of the articles,
All right, let's
you'll see
see.
all the share buttons on there.
All right. Oh, yep, right up here. Or
Yep.
is it the ones
So
down below?
all you got to do is click it. You can do it right there. Facebook, tweet it, Google Plus, um, and you're good to go.
All right.
And that pretty much goes for any site.
So, yeah. Now we talked a little bit about Instagram, and you're not currently doing anything with it. I know that they've got like 130 million users. Do you have a plan as far as embracing that? And also, I know with Instagram they've got this new video product that's like 15 seconds, and it's competing with Vine, which has like 6 or 8 seconds. I don't remember which. Are you looking at doing anything with those in the future, or do you see any use for them for real estate agents?
I've seen some people use, I can't think of the name of the new one, but the competitor to Vine, where
Yeah, that's the
15
Instagram
seconds
video.
they kind of blow you through a house. And, that's something interesting to post. You just give them a little short tidbit, a few shots, what's it look like from the street, a couple of the nicest rooms, maybe sum up quickly bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, couple amenities, and give me a call if you'd like to set up your own personal showing.
All right, awesome. All right, so we got 20 minutes left. What do you want to talk about now that we kind of exhausted all the questions that are existing? What do you want to specifically talk about as far as social media?
I just think that anybody who's not doing it is really missing a great opportunity. Um, as an agent that's 50 plus years old, um, I know a lot of agents my age and older that just they say no, I'm just not going to do it. And when I speak to people, I say if you don't want to get into social media, there's only one phrase you have to learn, and it's would you like to supersize your order? Because you're almost planning your own retirement. It's not that complicated. Sit down, spend some time with somebody in your office that does it well. And I think what worked for me is I heard a speaker once say, why don't you just mimic and follow? So, follow a few people that you think do a great job, and then just kind of copy what they're doing for a while. And the more you do it, the more times you've done it, you can tweak it and bring in maybe some subject matter that's more compelling to you. Um, and it's just not that complicated.
So they have your permission to start out as a mini mark?
Sure, you can put up all my, it's Remax Mark or just Mark Bartikoski on Facebook. Those are my two pages. Cool Shacks is um, my blog, and that's just do Mark Bartikoski
All
Remax
right.
results on Google Plus. Cool Shacks is my Twitter handle.
All right.
Minnesota. Call.
Excuse me.
Call from Minnesota. Call.
I'll just mute you for a second. You good? All right. Are you unmuted? Try hitting your mute button.
Okay,
There you go.
gotcha.
So here we go. Here's your blog, right?
No, that's just our personal branded website.
Okay, where can I go from here to your blog?
That would be coolshacks.mysmartblog.
There we go. So let's talk a little bit about blogging because we haven't really talked that much about it. Do you have any suggestions for people that are looking to get into blogging on what topics they should choose, and how do they keep commitment?
Well, I'm probably not a good person to ask that. This My Smart Blog, which I use here, I pay this company $97 a month. They post several times a week, pertinent real estate articles that they actually syndicate them out. So they post them on a couple of my social networks whenever they come out. I can put video on there. There's a lot of different things I can do. And they used to have a $597 setup fee. Now they're waiving that, and it's a straight $97 a month. I'm just not a writer. I'm usually not even allowed to write a thank you card. So it's not my forte. But looking at this, um, you're not going to know that it's not my forte.
Yeah.
If anybody wants that information, email me and I'll send them a link to get the code so you don't pay $597 setup fee.
And there's the email address right there, folks. Mark@coolshacks.com. Ooh, .com, I assume, and not .zom.
Oh, nice.
It's probably there to try and keep people from stealing it and using it to spam you.
Nice.
They figure
Anyway,
real
it's a great product, and it's well worth $97 a month for me not to have to write something.
Do you want to talk a little bit about Paperly?
Paperly.com. You can pull up mine, the Cool Shacks Daily. It's a really cool. It's free. What you do is you pick the topics you're interested in. It calls the internet every day, gets the most interesting articles on the subject matter you're interested in, and creates like an online newspaper. There's ours. I can even put on the right, there's a video of a listing, great articles, keep going. keep scrolling down. All sorts of things, videos, photos, articles on technology, sports, business. It's a really cool, that's another virtual tour. Um, it's a really cool thing that I don't post it daily, but I'll post it probably once or twice on my different networks in the course of a week, or sometimes I just look at it and find an article that's interesting, and I'll just post that single article from my newspaper.
Have you gotten a lot of responses on this?
I don't know if I can tell you I've got responses from that directly, but it certainly gives me great content that I don't have to pay for. I don't even have to spend my time finding it.
Huh? Ooh, I think we might have a question. I'm checking here. Nope, nope, not a question. Darn it. All right. Any other specific ones you want to talk about?
Um, I think we've covered most of them.
All right. Well, we're at 8:49, so I guess time to wrap up. Uh, Anything else you want to get off your chest?
Well, again, I just think anybody who's not doing it needs to do it. You don't need to start by doing four or five. Pick two that seem to make the most sense to you, and just once again, one foot in front of the other, and sooner or later you get to the top of the mountain. So be patient. One of the biggest things on social media is be consistent. Don't post 4 times this week and then not post for 2 weeks. um, you're not going to get people following you and really engaging with you if you're only on there sporadically. And
Mhm.
get some good content, give them a variety. To me, it's like watching TV. And if all you do is post, your new listing, your open house, your price reduction, that's like who sits and watches the same TV show that they've already seen 3 or 4 times. Not many people. I mean, they'll just go change the channel.
At what point do you take that information and create a Facebook page?
I don't quite follow you.
Oh, like if you're constantly posting and you're afraid of like people um, you know, unfriending you because you've been too talkative about your business. Uh, would you suggest at a certain point that you outsource it into a Facebook page and put more emphasis in there, and then keep your profile a little bit more, the mixture a little less heady?
What I usually suggest to people is either you want to use Facebook as purely personal account where you have pictures of your kids and grandma and grandpa and whatever. Then just have a separate business page where you do the real estate and the other compelling content. I basically do both my personal and business page like a business page. I mean, I have a little more variety on my personal page, but it's not real personal. Once in a while, you might see a photo of the new grandbaby, but that's about it. I mean, I don't. It's I call it a soft business page.
Okay. So, looking forward into 2014, we talked about you want to plan to do more video. What do you think will happen with social media? So this year we've seen a huge boost in LinkedIn and Instagram. What do you think is going to be the big wave into 2014?
I just sent you an invitation for something called Rippling. I don't
Okay,
know what it is yet. It's like a beta test. You're a lucky guy who got an invite.
awesome.
So hopefully that's going to be the new big thing. We'll come back and tell everybody about that another day.
All right. Well, any closing statements, Mark?
No, just hopefully everybody's doing well, and our markets here is certainly hot. So I get a lot of catching up to do, being gone almost 2 weeks, but I have tons of um, as you can see, our phone doesn't quit ringing regardless of what time it is. Um, so, hopefully everybody's having a great year. Just try and keep things current and don't be afraid of new technology, whether it's a new social media network or, some new technology tool in our business. Um, and that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mark, for coming on, being our second guest here on Primetime Remax. Thanks to all of you out there who are watching and who will be watching on video, in the coming weeks. Appreciate it, and thank you for your patience with the intro. And we're kind of a little bit behind where we want to be, but take care, and thank you again, Mark.
All right. Talk to everybody soon.